Welcome, happy campers. On this episode of The State of Happiness, we've taken a Facebook Live streaming event with Dr. Alan Bloom and Dr. Michelle Dexter as we welcome them in our office, and we've stripped the episode and we're sharing it with you today. What we're talking about is how to respond to negative emotions in a healthy way. They give their thoughts on that, and they also demonstrate live in the office with our VP of Development, Anna Gomez, on how to eliminate some of those negative memories and emotions that may be blocking some aspects of her career. It's a very fascinating episode. If you want to watch the live video, you can go to Official Leslie Inc. on Facebook, as well as the show notes and our LinkedIn post. Follow me and connect with me on LinkedIn as well, Leslie Juvin-Acker. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and you can check out the transcription of the interview as well on our show notes. Enjoy. Welcome to The State of Happiness. I'm your host, Leslie Juvin-Acker, Chief Happiness Officer at Leslie Inc., where we provide solutions for finding happiness for stressed, anxious, and overwhelmed senior-level managers, executives, and entrepreneurs. The State of Happiness podcast offers you conversation, inspiration, and ideas for helping you increase your happiness in the areas of your personal relationships, your career, your abundance, and your emotional well-being. So come along with us on this episode, and we'll help you get the tools, resources, and inspiration you need to help you find your own state of happiness. What's the first thing you think when you hear the word money? Did you know that this first thought sets a subconscious pattern rooted in childhood that can either set you up for financial success or failure? There is a way to change your relationship to the word money and every other word in the financial dictionary. With the money formula, in 7 steps and 15 minutes or less, you have a protocol to help change your relationship with money forever. Coming soon to Amazon and a bookstore near you and the Leslie Inc. digital store. Find The Money Formula this fall. For more information about The Money Formula and when we're coming to a city near you for a book signing, sign up at themoneyformula.leslieinc.org. That's themoneyformula.leslieinc.org. Hello, happy campers! Welcome to my office today. We are going live in my office, and we have some special guests. But before we bring them on to the show, I want to talk about some interesting and fun things that are coming up. First and foremost, The Money Formula is coming out. We have pre-orders on September 25th, and we will be publishing on October 9th. But before then, you can actually order one of 25 copies of a signed copy from me before the book even comes out. So sign up, themoneyformula.leslieinc.org. Get your signed copy from me, extra Leslie Inc. goodies straight to your mailbox. Also, the Women's Financial Freedom Tour is what we're calling the Money Formula Book Tour. And what we are doing is inspiring women to come and have a meaningful conversation about money. And you know, there are so many of us who think money and we do not feel happy. We think stress, we think not enough, and we worry. And this affects our families and our personal lives and our work. So I want to have meaningful conversations, and I invite you to be a part of the Women's Financial Freedom Tour. We're going to be touring North County, San Diego in October and November, right around the holidays when money starts to get stressful. So I want you to check that out at themoneyformula.leslieinc.org and have a conversation with us. If you'd like to be a community partner, have me come into your home, and let's start this conversation, a meaningful conversation about taking control of your wealth, your relationship to money, and start thinking and feeling good about it once and for all. So with that said, I do have some special guests in my office today. We're going to be inviting you to a very special event coming up in September. We have our guests, Dr. Michelle Dexter and Dr. Alan Bloom. You've heard them on the State of Happiness podcast on their episodes of having a happy sex life and how to heal yourself without drugs. So come on in. Come on, guys. So let's get them on, right on. So thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
I'm so excited.
It's so good to be here.
Yes, and you love their little red coordinated outfits there. I really love that. So I wanted to ask you a little bit about emotional wellness, because I know that you have an event coming up, but I want to ask each of you, what is emotional wellness?
Well, there's kind of a misnomer that if you have, lots of anger or lots of shame, that's a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
But really, emotional wellness is being in balance with those things, keeping the appropriate level of anger or shame, for example, because sometimes it is actually appropriate to be really, really angry.
Absolutely. I know that's true. And a lot of people think that living a happy life means not having any negative emotions whatsoever, but we know that that's just not true. What do you think, Dr. Bloom?
Well, we all have emotional moments, and Michelle and I put together this emotional wellness workshop to be able to deal with some of those emotions. For instance, one of the emotions that I invented was called emotional wellness, hence it seemed like a good name for the workshop.
Right. So what does emotional wellness look like in a person? How do they know when they are in balance?
It's about being able to be neutral, to be able to look at a situation and go, yeah, you know what, that really stinks. And I can accept it.
What about you?
Well, there is a quote from the Bible about being in the world, but not of the world.
Mm-hmm.
And so basically you can tell when you're reacting and really unhappy and stuck. Everyone does. But when you can kind of flow with what's going on, even when things aren't going your way and good, that's emotional wellness.
Okay, that's really good to know. So my question is what happens when emotions get trapped, and how do we know when that's starting to create havoc in our lives?
Oh, gosh. Well, Ayurvedic medicine, which came out of India, has been around, depending on who you ask, a few thousand years, probably around 4,000 years now. And traditional Chinese medicine, again, depending on who you ask, has been around for up to 7,000 years.
Wow.
So, I'm thinking that by now somebody would have noticed if this stuff didn't work. So what those true traditions teach us is that there's kind of a personality, if you will, to every single organ. So for example, the liver will typically hold the anger, and the spleen will hold feelings of gall, like, how dare you?
Mm-hmm.
So those are just a couple of examples of how people can really manifest real health problems because of trapped emotions in their bodies.
Right. What do you think?
Well, we just need to be able to flow with life, and when things get stuck, we can't. And I even found as a chiropractor, in fact, I had a patient just this week who had a stuck emotion in his neck. I kept trying to adjust the vertebra and it wouldn't really adjust. I'd get it and then it would still be out a few moments later.
Mm-hmm.
When I did some more muscle testing, I found that there was an emotion trapped in that particular level of his neck. And so I ran a correction on it. And I think it was actually emotional wellness, but doesn't matter, whatever the emotional correction was. But once I fixed that, it did correct.
That's so interesting, guys, is that we try to self-medicate. We try to use pills or alcohol or get massages or even exercise, but we find that we keep experiencing the same types of illness or injuries. And it's interesting to develop emotional wellness and emotional intelligence, how we can stop those patterns and keep growing instead of nursing old wounds, literally and figuratively.
Yes.
Actually.
Yeah.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about the science of emotional wellness from your perspective. How does that work for you?
Well, it's really interesting because when we look at these certain points on the body, particularly there's 5 that are important on the forehead, but I'm only going to mention 2. And there's one right here and one right here. So you can simply hold them just by holding your hand across your forehead. And those are considered the emotional release points. So like I said, in traditional Chinese medicine and Ayurvedic medicine, they understand that this, actually is, kind of like an invisible button, if you will. It's the emotional release button.
It's kind of like when we do this. Oh.
Yeah, it is. It is. That's actually a natural stress relief pose that people go into. It's like, they have this instinct about like, God, I got to get rid of some of this excess emotion.
What about you?
Well, I agree. And I want to commend Dr. Dexter because she's got something like 28 different full techniques on her menu to clear a lot of these emotions. She's not going to teach all of those at our workshop, but the thing is when I teach the actual technique of emotional wellness, one of the holding points is this.
Right.
And basically, I'm going to be giving a few different techniques that I innovated or invented to release some of the emotional tensions. And Dr. Dexter is going to teach from her viewpoint, it was an insight on neuroemotional technique to do an easy way of doing that technique to release emotions like, and help me if I stop, fear, worry, embarrassment. There's a couple more.
Yeah, shame. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sadness.
Yes. Yeah. And these techniques that we're going to teach are incredibly easy to do.
Yes.
So
anyone can learn them in a matter of minutes.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
So you heard that, guys. You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave my couch and I'm going to let Anna step in and let you guys do a quick demonstration of something that you will be teaching. Is that cool?
All right. Sounds good.
All right. Step on in, Anna.
Hey. Welcome to the Healing Couch.
Hello.
Hello.
Ladies first.
Hi.
Welcome. Okay. May I muscle test you?
Sure.
Okay. Let's just do this quick and easy. So let's just
Okay.
use an arm. So show us yes, please. And show us no, please. Very good. All right. Let's check for hydration. Okay. Good. All righty. So from your deepest wisdom, commanding the truth, is the best emotion to demonstrate today sadness? Is it grief? Is it anger? Is it shame? Is it embarrassment? Ooh, embarrassment. Whoa, you've been holding some embarrassment.
I'm intrigued.
Yeah. Ooh. So let's figure out what embarrassed you. So let's figure out a baseline for age. So was this in utero? Was this age 0 to 5, 5 to 10, 10 to 15, 15 to 20? 15 to 20. Let's see if no. Okay. 20 to 25. Oh, we got a strong muscle.
Boy.
Okay. So age 20, age 21, age 22, age 23, age
There it
24. Okay, 23. All right.
Okay.
Okay.
and generally, strong muscle is yes, and weak muscle is no.
That's right, because strong muscle is congruence, and incongruence is weak muscle. So, all right. So you were 23.
23.
Yeah. So
What did she do?
Where
Yeah.
was I? I think I was in Miami.
You were in Miami.
Miami. Okay. So was this something that happened while you were in Miami, commanding the truth? Yes. Ooh, very strong muscle there. Okay. So was this something about a friend? Something about a lover? Something about a family member? Push up. Something about yourself? Something about yourself.
Hmm.
Yeah. Did it involve another person? No. You embarrassed yourself.
Yeah, that's about right, guys.
I was trying to think.
I'm your best friend. I would
I mean,
know.
there were so many things happening at my life
I'm
that
sure.
time.
Okay, so was it something that you were embarrassed about work, about your profession, about your personal affairs? Oh, something about your personal affairs.
Was it money?
Oh, I know what it was.
Okay, do tell.
Maybe where I was living at
Okay.
the time.
Okay.
Yeah,
so,
that was pretty
okay,
embarrassing.
so think about
to
that.
put myself in that situation.
Yeah. Okay, so think about that whole thing. Was
Yeah.
that it? Yeah. Very strong muscle.
Oh.
Okay. all
You
right.
know what it is.
Yeah.
I know
Okay, you relax
I'm
your arm.
intrigued.
Okay, so now you got to spill the beans.
Well, at the time, I was in not the best relationship,
Okay.
and the place that I had purchased was an apartment, and the man I was with at the time was really cuckoo,
Oh.
and he started tearing down the walls, and it looked horrible, and I was very embarrassed to be living there,
Yeah.
and that I put myself in that situation. And even thinking about it, I still feel a little like
Yeah.
that was awful. You know,
Yeah.
I didn't want to invite any of my friends over. I didn't want to have anyone over, and I'm a very social person. And I remember when Leslie came to visit, she was like, "We got to get you out of here." That's what she was like, "We got to get you out of here. This is not where you belong." You know.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's probably the embarrassing moment.
Okay, got
Yeah.
it. Okay, well, let's talk to your deepest wisdom. So, from your deepest wisdom, commanding the truth, is there anything more that we need to know, see, understand, or discuss before we proceed to the intervention? No? Okay, so we know it.
Wow.
Okay, good. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you hold this point right here. This is called the GVCV point. That's for the governing vessel and the conception vessel.
Okay.
So it's easier actually to wrap around and hold like this. Okay,
Okay.
so now you're holding that point, and then you're going to put this hand on your forehead.
Like this.
Yeah, like this. Okay, so there you are. So there you are. You're doing the pose. Okay, so just take some deep breaths and just breathe through those feelings of embarrassment about that time in your life. And
Yeah, you just want to look at the situation you were in.
yeah, just breathing through it. And what's going to happen is one of two things. Either that you'll feel neutral about it, like, yeah, you know, it was yucky, but it's over now. Or your mind will drift to something completely unrelated, like, what's for lunch?
So let us know when you feel that shift, when
Yes.
you're not so focused on the thing anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels okay now?
Yeah, it feels good.
Okay.
It's fine.
Okay, good.
It happened.
Yeah, it happened, right? Yeah, and
Mhm.
it's the past now, and your life has changed, and you've moved on. Good. Okay, you can let go. All right, so let's verify with muscle testing.
Okay.
So commanding the truth from your body and your deepest wisdom is the neuro-emotional complex that of that embarrassment 100% healed at all levels of your being. And is there any trace remaining of that neuro-emotional complex in any space or place in you? Nope. Okay.
Well, I'll be
Yeah.
a monkey.
That's awesome!
Yeah. Voila!
Amazing! Could you just do that for my entire life?
Well, no, we just put you through a meat grinder.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That's really cool.
I made it up.
Yeah. So you'll be doing that with participants?
We will. Yes, so
Right.
you'll be learning that technique about
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
yeah,
That's
That's
one of the
fascinating.
several she's
Yeah.
going to teach.
exactly.
Oh.
And
Awesome.
let's see what we can find for me to do with you.
Okay.
Let me just
Well,
have an
I'm
on.
sure you can find a lot.
Let me just have an on. Sit on down so you're not decapitated. Push up. Okay, so do we have an emotion that we can clear for Anna? I get a yes.
Oh, nice.
Just happens to be emotional wellness, but let's just find out what we're clearing. So, is it love or money? Money, job, career. So it's a career issue. Okay, so is it now? It's a career issue now. So,
Okay.
what's going on career-wise?
Well, I'm hustling right now.
Yeah, we're planning
We're
to
hustling. We're
tour.
hustling for our tour, our
Okay.
Women's Financial Freedom Tour.
Okay, so that's
So-
a yes.
Getting
Is there
connected.
some fear or worry about it or concern? There's some concern.
Mhm.
Okay, so put your hand across your forehead. Those are the emotional holding points. You might want to look that way so they can see. This is the wellness point, and the wellness point always gets fixed by the self point there. And we've got a weak muscle. Do we need a multiplier? No. Just breathe in. I'm tapping. Breathe out. Don't breathe. There we go. Push up. Anything connected to this? Any earlier similar? Okay. So let go. So you're doing your tour. Push up. And just say, do you have concern about this?
Do I have concern about this?
I get a no. Are there any other issues? Push up. Are there any other issues concerning the tour? No. So say I feel good about the tour and am worry free.
I feel good about the tour. I'm worry free.
That's strong. And you're processing too. So
Oh.
you're good to go.
Oh, awesome. That's
Yeah.
great. That's awesome. And you'll be doing that with people as well?
Absolutely. Not only that, I'll be teaching people how to do that. So
Oh.
we will have to cover a little bit of muscle testing and self-muscle testing so that people can do it. But there should be enough time, and we'll break people up into couples or even triples if
Yeah.
there's an odd number. And people will get to workshop these things. But they're very simple.
That's fascinating how like those simple tools with the muscle testing just cut through those emotions.
Right?
Yeah.
Unveil themselves, and with simple tapping techniques you can just
Absolutely. It's all biology.
neutralize that.
Yeah.
It's
Mhm.
amazing.
All right. Well,
Okay.
thanks, Anna. Thanks for being our guinea pig, Anna. So, guys, happy campers! If you enjoyed this demonstration, I'm telling you, this is real. This is legit. I personally love everything that they do. That's the reason why I brought them onto the State of Happiness podcast. So listen to their episodes, get to know them even more. And what you're seeing here today is just the tip of a wonderful iceberg of techniques that you will learn to help you establish emotional wellness. You've got my guarantee. So tell us a little bit about this workshop. Where is it? When is it? And how can people get their spot?
Okay. Well, it's at the Blue Sky Ranch in Lakeside.
Okay.
And I'm hoping that, I believe Michelle gave you the website or the page to go to that you can post with this.
Right. We will put that in the show notes, and Michelle will tell us too.
Yes.
And you could also put it in underneath so
Yes.
that people could just click on it.
Yes.
Yes.
So it's at the Blue Sky Ranch. And interestingly enough, the Blue Sky Ranch hosts a labyrinth walk between 9 and noon on the equinoxes and the solstices. And we're doing our workshop on September 22nd. Michelle, which is that, a solstice or
I
equinox?
believe it's an equinox.
Okay, so it's got to be the fall equinox. And so that's free, and that's between like 9 and noon. Michelle and I are sponsoring lunch, a vegetarian lunch from 12 to 1, and then the workshop from 1 to 3. And
that's all on Saturday, September 22nd.
Right.
please continue.
Yeah, and the Blue Sky Ranch is an intentional community. It's on sacred land, and the labyrinth that Alan mentioned is actually an energy vortex. So it's a very special place to be.
Wow.
Yeah.
So for all of that, so they get to walk on a vortex in a labyrinth
Yes.
with a delicious vegetarian lunch
Yes.
and learn all these skills and network. I will be there. Anna will be there. I'll be talking more about my book there. But we really want you to come and join us. It's going to be a super fun experience. Dress comfortably.
Yes.
Be ready to heal and rejuvenate. And if you're a stressed professional or a busy mom, and you really want to catch up on taking care of yourself, join us. And it is all only for $30. You can purchase your spot. The spots are limited, so join up right now on drmichelledexter.com.
Yeah.
drmichelledexter.com. Get them for $30 now, $35 at the door. So you do have that discount to enjoy. And come, and we will have a lot of fun and commune with each other.
I believe on the page, you have to click on events to get to the page for the workshop. And at the bottom of the page, there's a place to sign up on PayPal.
Right. So there you go. So do upcoming events on there, but we'll also put the direct link for you in the show notes. And if you have any questions, reach out to each of them or me, and we'll be happy to help you. So I want to say thank you so much for coming in today, guys.
Thank you for having us.
We're always happy to be with you.
Thank you. I love it. Thanks, happy campers.
Thank you.
Bye. All right.
We did it.
A many thanks to you, happy campers, for joining us today on this episode of The State of Happiness. If you'd like to continue the conversation, you can join me at Twitter at Leslie Juvin, as well as follow at Leslie Inc. on Instagram, and talk with us at Facebook at Official Leslie Inc. If you enjoyed this podcast, be sure to leave us a rating and subscribe and share with a friend. As always, thanks for joining us, and remember, a smile goes a long way. It's 2:00 in the morning. You can't sleep. Your mind is racing, thinking about work, your career, and your future. How can I get a raise? Why is my boss being so difficult? What am I doing wrong? What's keeping you up at night? If you had the answers to these questions, what choices would you make? Thanks to Leslie Inc.'s Happiness Decks app, Career Edition, you can have the answers to these questions. In less than 60 seconds, you can gain essential perspective and insight to the questions that are keeping you up at night. Download it today. Leslie Inc.'s Happiness Decks app, available in the Apple Store and Google Play Store. Get the answers you need and feel good about tomorrow. Get exclusive news and invitations today at leslieinc.org/app. Get the answers you need with the Happiness Decks app by Leslie Inc.